Now, it is my great pleasure to invite Professor Tan-Eng Chai to the podium. Professor Tan-Eng Chai is Deputy President of Academic Affairs and Provost at the National University of Singapore. Professor, please give him a warm welcome.
Thank you, Eliza. Your Excellency, Mr. Kurt Wagger, Ambassador of the United States of America to Singapore, Mr. Doug Miller, Chairman of the Asian Venture Philanthropy Network, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. Very good morning to one and all, and on behalf of the National University of Singapore, I would like to extend a warm welcome to you, especially to guests from overseas, to our campus ground here at University Town. The annual Asia Venture Philanthropy Network, or AVPN conference, is a foremost event amongst the philanthropy circle. It brings together over 400 leaders and practitioners across the private sector, public sector, and civil society in the Asia-Pacific region who are engaged in philanthropy. I'm especially delighted that the AVPN has worked in partnership with the NUS Chua Tian Poh Community Leadership Program to bring the 2015 AVPN conference to NUS. NUS is privileged to host this highly successful and significant sellout event. Please allow me to share a little about the Chua Tian Poh Community Leadership Program, as it is a relatively new donor-funded program which aims to nurture Singapore's next generation of community leaders, change makers, and social innovators. Mr. Chua is actually here today. The generosity of Singaporean philanthropist Mr. Chua Tian Poh has enabled NUS to develop opportunities for our students to engage in field research on social issues and challenges in Singapore. With the guidance of partner government agencies and non-profit organizations, our students learn to identify trends and issues in social services and to develop and test innovative ideas to address these gaps. As a public university, NUS has a strong mission to serve the public and wider community. The rootedness of NUS in the community can be traced to our humble beginnings 110 years ago. The establishment of the Straits Settlements and Federated Malay States Government Medical School in 1905 was only made possible by the generous donations of members of the community back then, who rallied together to set up a community medical school. The once fledgling medical school has since evolved into the NUS Yong Loo Lin School of Medicine, one of the leading medical schools in Asia and the world. Continuing and building upon this fine tradition of community rootedness and engagement, our medical students, together with their peers from dentistry, nursing, and social work, currently run an extensive free health screening program in various neighborhoods in Singapore. This health screening program serves the disadvantaged elderly individuals living in rental flats. Regular follow-up checks are also extended to individuals who have been diagnosed with chronic diseases following the screening exercises. Community service and engagement are also deeply embedded in the DNA of various educational programs across NUS. For example, the Faculty of Engineering runs a design-centric program that enables our engineering students to develop capabilities in identifying and solving complex problems that have significant impact on society. The University Scholars Program offers various beyond-the-classroom learning opportunities that allow students to engage intellectually and experientially in community developmental efforts, both regionally and locally. The College of Alice and Peter Tan, it is right here in Utah, weaves the themes of community engagement and active citizenry through its unique curriculum and extramural activities, encouraging our students to apply their knowledge to important social and community issues. A strong focus on social and community challenges is also evident in the university's strategic research areas. The university-level Global Asia Institute oversees various streams of research that cut across disciplinary boundaries and that have potential in addressing immense challenges in Asia, ranging from individual and community well-being to public health, sustainable and inclusive development. The interdisciplinary efforts of Global Asia Institute are complemented by the endeavors of research centers set up by specific schools and departments. For example, the Asia Center for Social Entrepreneurship and Philanthropy at the NUS Business School engages in research on social entrepreneurship and philanthropy trends in the Asian region. The Center for Social Development Asia at the NUS Department of Social Work conducts applied research on social development policies and programs in Asia. As NUS commemorates its 110th anniversary this year, we are adopting the tagline, "Because we care," to reaffirm our strong and continued commitment to society and the community. Earlier this year, we launched a new initiative called NUS Cares, which stands for NUS Community Advancement with Research and Education Synergies. We are a bit paranoid about acronyms. The aim is for NUS Cares to become a solutioning platform. Through NUS Cares, the university works with various partner organizations to identify persistent and important problems that they face in their community engagement programs. These partner organizations tap on the university's vast pool of academic expertise and student talent to study the selected problems, devise and pilot practical solutions, and disseminate the key learning points so that solutions can be implemented, scale up, and benefit the community at large. I therefore encourage member organizations of the AVPN to likewise tap on the academic expertise and diverse student talents at NUS to jointly brainstorm and develop solutions to the range of social and community challenges that we face in Asia. As the world transitions from the Millennium Development Goals to the more ambitious post-2015 Sustainable Development Goals, we can come together, learn together, and work together. Our collective wisdom and efforts are greater than the sum of its parts, and we can all contribute towards making sustainable development a reality in Asia. On that note, I wish all delegates a fruitful, insightful, and engaging conference. To our guests from abroad, I wish you an enjoyable stay in Singapore. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Tan. Thank you very much and to NUS as well for letting us have this beautiful space. So may I please invite our AVPN chairman and champion, a man who needs no introduction. Oh, is he going to do it? No. Douglas Miller to come up on stage to give us some opening remarks.
Those of you who've been here previously know that I generally jump on stage, and I did so yesterday. I took advice from my wife last night. We've been married 42 years, and she said, "Don't you dare." So I advise everybody to listen to their wife The other reason I didn't jump is because I wanted to show that there's actually many paths that lead to the same point. So I would like to express the thanks to Provost Tan, not only for the NUS supplying such a great venue, but also for laying the outlined groundwork for why we're here and the efforts that we all seek to achieve. I will ask the AVPN team to stand just very briefly. So it's Andrew in the far corner, it's Nana in the sorority, it's Kevin who runs the Knowledge Center, which is so important, and it's Stacy who organized all of this and who we give our most grateful thanks to. So the title, and it will be the same title for years to come, is Welcome Pioneers, because what we're trying to do here is essentially build an industry. And that industry is a subset of the philanthropic social investment industry across the world. AVPN is one component. EVPA, which we launched 10 years ago, is another component, and there'll be future components in other parts of the world. So at the bottom of this slide, you see SBS, engage with us. What that means is success breeds success. The team gets tired of me saying this, but every brick that we put in the wall makes the wall bigger and more successful. And we are highly dependent upon you, our members, and hopefully our future members to help us continue that success. So this was referred to earlier, but essentially, why are we here? We're here because we're driven by our hearts to address certain social problems. The social problems are different. They might be older people. They might be education, health, environment, economic development, etc. But we say that being engaged with your heart is just the first part, and you need to be engaged with your mind, and you need to look strategically, you need to look longer term, and we think the venture philanthropy model is a good way to look longer term. You also need to be capacity building with the nonprofit or social enterprise, and you need to be in a partnership, not a we-you type of relationship. So AVPN's mission is, if you have the want to, we can help with the how to. Now I'm going to see if this works, if I can find it. Testing, 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 testing. I will stay here. You know, I have trouble with my cell phone as well. There we go. Okay. So I will basically just tell you when I will. So we'll go to the next slide. Basically, and this talks about the AVPN platform. So we are basically an organization which brings together financial, human, and intellectual capital, because we believe that the combination of those things is what really drives organizations to be able to perform better. Now, there's a fourth capital there, which is called social capital, which is bringing everyone into a room so you can cross-work and fertilize and share ideas. So the purpose of this conference is to build social capital among people who are suppliers of financial, intellectual, and human capital. Each of these platforms we call, or each of these yellow things we call a silo. The private equity folk are very well networked within their silo, the foundations are, but we view our job as to break the silos, act as a catalyst and as a facilitator, because we believe that the sum of the 7 silos equals 21 or 42, but it's a magnificent way to have a multiplier effect. Okay, so those of you who were here yesterday, you can play with your cell phones, because the next 3 slides are slides I used yesterday, but I thought it was important for the people who are here new today to see what is developed. So you can see that we started with 13 members in Europe in 2005. It started actually in my son's bedroom once he went away to university. We actually kept it in his bedroom until 2008 when we moved to Brussels. We moved to Brussels strategically because we wanted to engage with the European Union. We thought that might take several years, but that happened almost immediately, and the European Union is one of our biggest supporters and incidentally a substantial funder. I retired as founding chairman of EVPA in 2009, and I've been coming to Asia since the late 60s and more, probably 150 times or so in Singapore over that 40-some years. So we started looking about establishing a sister organization called the AVPN. We did a couple of years of research on that, and then we launched AVPN in December 2011. You can see the growth, and those are the red numbers, are quite phenomenal. The consultant we worked with, one of the big 4 consulting companies, thought it would take 3 years to get to 100, and we did that in 1. We're presently at 213, and by the end of the year, that number's going to be close, we think, to 250. And those of you here who are not numbers, you can help us get to that number. Numbers, however, are not the thing that we're looking at. We're looking at the quality of the membership. We're looking at the engagement of the membership, and all of that has been very good, so we're very thankful for that. So these are the members by type. All of the members are important because they bring something to the table. They bring either financial, human, intellectual capital. They bring networks. We're here at the university, and we heard Provost Tan talk about all of the activities the university was involved in. The ambassador will speak a little bit later because governments are a hugely important ingredient globally with what we do. And the Obama administration, along with the administration in the UK, are certainly market leaders in developing the social sector in their respective countries. So this is the membership breakdown by country. You can see that the biggest is here in Singapore. It's somewhat easier for us to market here, and the engagement has been very high, and we've been very enthusiastic. And I just heard about 30 minutes ago about a new fund that's being formed here, which will be announced, I guess, in about 1 month. So that's a fantastic move forward. China is our second biggest market. India is or Hong Kong, part of China, is the third, along with India. And these markets are growing at a very fast rate. We're now focused this year in particular on the ASEAN market, so Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Philippines, and we're also focusing on the Northeast Asia, Taiwan, Korea, Japan. And we've got great representation at this conference from all of these countries. You can see that about 20% of our membership actually comes from non-Asian countries. That's basically generally either big family foundations or multinationals whose headquarters are in Europe or the US, but who have operations in many cases in a number of Asian countries. So this is the second commercial that Kevin has, but Kevin has disappeared. I won't dwell on this, but this is hugely important. This is the engine that's going to drive AVPN going forward, and it's going to be the thing that delivers the value. So if you go up out that door and slightly to your left, you can go in and see what the Knowledge Center is doing. If you perform well, or if you happen to be chairman, you get these badges. And these badges represent essentially the skill set and development that you have in either pre-engagement, which I call due diligence, or in these other aspects. But the multi-sector collaboration is a hugely key element. So this is the last slide. I'm trying to catch up so that we have plenty of time for the panel. The success at this conference is summed up at the end. You can read all the other bullet points, but we hope that you will engage with us. My personal motto is reject can't. That's a red flag in front of me. It's also to aim high. We're looking to affect sectors, not just small individual projects. So small individual projects end up having significant influence, but look at it from that perspective, and then very important, collaborate. So I hope everybody has a hugely successful conference, and that you will engage with us, and that you'll have fun in the process. Thank you.